Overall, just your first experience at Camp Randall, how did it go for you?
It was definitely a fun experience. Just my first time in a game time situation. Definitely enjoyed it. Jump around was really good. I'm excited for some of the more packed games we have this year, and it was a great turnout for the first game of the season. But new experience. It was a lot different than Boone Pickens Stadium. So I would say all in all, I enjoyed it. Glad we got the W. I know we can improve a little bit more, but I'm just excited so far. So.
You spent half the offseason with that recovering from the shoulder surgery. Kind of with the new environment, was that a little harder? And how did you kind of settle in during fall camp?
I would say definitely at the beginning of fall camp, shaking some rust off just from not playing football for a while. But once I started to find my groove, I felt a lot better with just players pushing me around me, the defense, receivers like CJ and Chin making plays out there, and then Will coming in and stuff like that. And just all the receiving corps just helped me just find my fit and groove here. And then on top of that, I would say, like, football is football at the end of the day, so getting back into it is always fun. I'm just glad I'm here at this point.
Talking about your receptions on Saturday itself, it seemed like it was a lot more screen-oriented because of the game plan. Was that the anticipation going into the game? Did you expect more downfield passing, and what do you expect in week 2?
I don't really know what to expect, but each day our OC and our offense has a great game plan, and when you run the ball at will, and you have great running backs like Braylon and Ches that are able to get yards after contact, and when they cannot stop the run, I'm totally fine with running the ball when it's working every single time. So, having that asset of running the ball and being able to pass it, I think that's what we saw in our game plan last week, where if we're going to run the ball and it's going to keep working, just keep doing that, and might as well, got us the W. So.
Let's talk about running the ball. I mean, another portion of your game, a big-bodied receiver, is blocking ability. We saw on that Ches Moolsey run a lot of receivers blocking downfield. Kind of, what pride do you take in your blocking ability, and how integral is that to staying on the field here?
It's very critical. I know Coach Brown really emphasizes it. On that long, Ches and Will had some great blocks on that run, just finishing the play, and that's what it is about. When you don't have the ball in your hands, what do you do without it? So, taking more of like a advantage and using that to our advantage when we don't have the ball, just blocking and using that more next week and this week and just beyond the season to help our running backs out.
Coaches Luke Fickell, Coach Phil Longa, both of them said really that what they expect from you this season. Obviously the shoulder surgery, you're now the wide receiver 1 on the depth chart. Kind of that acceleration. Do you feel like you've been able to settle into your role here with the new acclimation to Wisconsin?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I found a place and found a home. I definitely got to get better each week by looking over film, even last week, just correcting more things and learning from them. And, as the season goes on, it's a long season. We only got 12 guaranteed games, so just working on those things and improving each week, I think I will find it even more solid.
What's kind of some things on the improvement side that you're looking for in week 2?
Just being, first game, getting all those first game jitters out and things like that. And the game's the game at the end of the day, and just being more fluent, getting in and out routes and things like that. But I definitely think I have things to improve on. I'm definitely excited for next week's game.
How's the heat?
I played I lived in Texas, played high school football in Texas, and then Oklahoma State. Being there, it's only 4 hours from Dallas. I would say I was used to a little bit day games. We had a bunch of those last year, so just having those and being attuned to it, and then fall camp really has attuned me to this type of weather. So
mentally, does that kind of like affect your preparation in a way? Just understanding, first of all, how up tempo your offense is, and also how much you have to adjust with the weather like that.
I would say it's all about preparation at the end of the day. So when you're working hard in fall camp, you have these days like record-breaking hot days in Wisconsin where you can feel that environment and use your tempo to your advantage and practice and get through it. When game day comes, you'll be ready for it.
Talking about some of the receivers in the room, I mean, you talked about Chim, you talked about Will Pauling, and kind of CJ Williams as well. Completely new room with a lot of new faces. How has kind of that bond grown throughout this portion of the offseason?
Being a new face, me and CJ and a lot of the guys in the room being new faces, they all welcomed us in with open arms during the spring, and I wasn't really get to be a part of that, but during the summer I really found like I found a home lifting with these guys, being a meeting with these guys every single day, conditioning. I feel like we all have each other's back and we all expect the best from each other, so we're going to hold each other to it.
I know everyone's got NFL aspirations and things like that. What are you kind of looking to put forward from compared to last year to kind of cement that goal for yourself?
I'll just make more improvements, make bigger plays, be cleaner on stuff, just solidify my spot and grow on what I did last year.